Dear children, today I'll explain you a new poem, Skyscrapers, written by an American novelist, poet, and children fiction writer, Rachel Lehman Field. The name of the poem is Skyscrapers. Skyscrapers. First of all, we'll recite the poem. Do skyscrapers ever grow tired of holding themselves up high? Do they ever shiver on frosty nights with their tops against the sky? Do they feel lonely sometimes because they have grown so tall? Do they ever wish they could lie right down and never grew up at all? In this poem, the poet has compared the tall buildings with a person. The poet ने बड़ी बड़ी buildings को एक person से compare किया है. Okay? Skyscrapers. Now what are skyscrapers? Skyscrapers are very tall buildings. In these lines, the poet says that the skyscrapers or the tall buildings become very tired. Why do they become tired? The reason is that they are always standing tall and straight. You can see the buildings in the picture. They are very tall and they are always standing straight. So do they get tired because they are standing tall and straight? Do they ever shiver on frosty nights with their tops against the sky? Here, they means the tall buildings and shiver means to shake. The poet is trying to say that the tall buildings being very close to the sky, the buildings are so tall that it seems that they are touching the sky. He says that the tall buildings being very close to the sky must be shivering in very cold nights. When the nights are very cold, as you move up and up, it gets colder. The buildings are very close to the sky and so they must be shivering sometimes when the nights are frosty. The nights are very cold. Right? Do they feel lonely sometimes because they have grown so tall? Now, the poet is trying to tell us that the tall buildings may feel very lonely at night because they have grown so tall and there are not very tall buildings near them to give them company. Buildings जो हैं वो इतनी tall हो गई हैं कि इतनी tall buildings बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है उनके पास, तो उनके पास कोई नहीं है उनको company देने के लिए. So the poet is saying that they must be feeling very lonely sometimes because there are no very tall buildings near them to give them company. Do they ever wish they could lie right down and never get up at all? In the last two lines, the poet says that after standing for such a long time, do they ever wonder they could take some rest? कभी उन्होंने सोचा होगा कि उन्हें भी थोड़ा सा रेस्ट करना चाहिए by lying flat on the ground and not getting up again at all. Okay, the buildings must want to take some rest so that they may not get up at all. So children, I hope you have understood the poem. Read the poem and try to understand. Right?